Hello, thanks for tuning in to the Residential Care Gateway. We're going to give you guys kind of an overview of what the residential care facility business is truly all about. My name is Ovi Nasui. I'm the creator of this program. I started the company to basically create a product for you guys that can not only be affordable, but also be something that can really be useful, that you guys can actually go out and get started and actually do something with it. We all know that the elderly population in the United States and really all across the whole world is growing at a tremendous rate. It's absolutely insane at how fast it's growing, and this business is absolutely booming. A lot of you guys are probably tired of hearing the whole, go buy out, go get a foreclosure, go buy a short sale, buy, flip and sell it, and, do this and that with it. And everybody's kind of tired of that stuff because, to be honest with you, it doesn't really work in this market. However, there are some people that are very successful at it and they still know how to make it work. But for everyday people like you and I that aren't very in tune with some of the more unique strategies, we're kind of looking for something that can create a cash flow, something that can be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. We do have some friends that we work with that are still in the short sale and foreclosure market and are in the different types of investing, and they do very well at it. However, most of the people out there that are teaching it, they're not really doing it anymore, and you and I both know that. So what I did is I kind of wanted to create this program to kind of help you guys out, and with this video what we're going to do is kind of give you guys an overview of what this business is all about, how to kind of get started and go ahead and get one started for yourself as well. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I want to talk about why this is a good strategy. Now, we all know, as I mentioned earlier, the elderly population is growing at a rapid rate, and it's going to continue to grow. There's no doubt about that. But, even though we all know that, we don't know the actual stats. So, to put it in perspective, to show you guys what this truly means, and it's absolutely insane, is by the year 2025, 20% of the entire U.S. population will be over the age of 65. That means 20% of everybody is going to be over 65. That number is huge. So you can probably think, okay, there's probably going to be a demand for that, right? Of course. Now, you want to ask yourself a couple questions is, where would they want to live? Where would these retiree people want to live? Where do these elderly people that do need care and that do need assistance want to reside? You got to also ask yourself, why would they want to live in a care facility? That's a big question. Why wouldn't they want to live at home? Well, we've got answers for that. Why not an assisted living facility? What's the difference between the assisted living facility and what I'm going to be showing you about today? So those are definitely some questions that you want to ask yourself, and we're going to be covering those. Some of the statewide numbers are absolutely incredible as well. Private pay assisted living is very similar to what I'm going to be talking about with the residential care facilities. The numbers are insane at how much these facilities are starting to cost and how much they're already costing, let alone to say in the next few years, in the next several years coming ahead, the numbers are expected to double and even triple in some states. For example, here you can see in California, an average private pay assisted living yearly fee is about $75,000 a month. In Texas, it's about $71,000 a month. In Oregon, $114,000 a year. Can you imagine those numbers? $70,000 a year in Florida. $119,000 a year in Washington, and the list goes on and on and on. And you can kind of see how the coastal states, also the ones towards the bottom, are the ones that have those higher fees. And again, those numbers are going to continue to grow. There's a huge demand for it right now, and it's going to continue to get bigger and bigger. We're very, very excited about it. Now, the question is, what is an RCFE? The actual definition is it's a residential care facility for elderly in a residential area. Now, it's a living arrangement in which people with special needs, especially older people with disabilities, reside in a facility that provides help with everyday tasks such as bathing, dressing, and taking medication. Essentially, it's a house that has caregivers in it, and it cares for elderly people that need the assistance. It's kind of a really cool model. Now, I call it an RCFE because when I got started, I started in California. In California, it's called RCFE. Now, if you look at different states call them different things. They may call them assisted livings. They may call them adult family care homes, adult family homes, and really there's a lot of different names for these facilities throughout the different states. However, an RCFE is an RCFE. It is one of those things. It's just different name by different states. So just remember that. Now, some of the differences I mentioned earlier, why wouldn't they want to live in an assisted living? Well, here's a couple differences between an RCFE and a nursing home and assisted living. Now, nursing homes, what do you guys initially think of when you hear of a nursing home? Now, I know you can't raise your hand and I can't see you, or you can't talk back and forth to me, but a nursing home, I'm sure you guys are all thinking, okay, a nursing home, the biggest thing I know about nursing homes is when you walk in, it smells funky. And it does. That's kind of the biggest thing for me as well, and it's a huge pet peeve is when I open the door to a nursing home and I walk in, it's like a big giant green fist just smacking me in the face. And it's terrible. They're large, they're commercialized places, it's got 24-hour nursing care, so it's a huge difference. Nursing homes are typically in more commercial areas, so there's a lot more office space or stores around, just because it's not in that residential setting. Now, the same kind of thing goes for the assisted living facilities. It's, again, what do you notice when you first walk in? And unfortunately, it's kind of the same situation with assisted living facilities. You walk in and you're getting slapped by the smell as soon as the door opens. And, it's sad that people have to live in those kind of conditions. Again, assisted living facilities, those are large, they're in commercial areas, and there's typically a lot less care in these facilities. In the assisted living facilities, there's obviously different levels of care provided. The majority of them are independent living, or they do have some nurses on staff that can provide care. However, the nurse to resident ratio is extremely high. It's nothing like what we provide, and what I hope you guys will be able to provide too, if this is kind of the business that you want to get into. Now, the care and the things that we provide, it's fairly simple. We provide a room, supervision, help with daily living, cooking, cleaning, laundry, activities. We put together special events for these people. We really want them to feel like they're at home, but with more things to do around them. And also having that 24-hour supervision is very, very important, because what we've started seeing in this day and age is, because of the economy, because of the way things are progressing, people are living in their homes for as long as they physically can. So back in 1998, when we first started with these businesses, we had residents that were able to pretty much do everything for themselves. They were able to walk around. I mean, literally everything. They were able to do it for themselves. They were kind of coming to the homes more for a social aspects. Maybe their family was out of state. They didn't have any more kids around. Their spouse passed away, and so they just really wanted some companionship. Now, however, since 2004, we started seeing a different trend. The people coming to these homes are no longer coming for a social aspect. They're coming because they need to. They're coming because either, again, their spouse passed away or their family isn't around, but they can no longer stay at the homes by themselves without being a risk to themselves or others around them. And so they're coming to these homes because they need that supervision, because they need that care. And so we're really proud to provide this kind of service and really just create an environment that is as close to home as possible, yet providing the amenities and the supervision that they would get from a facility. Now, care is without a doubt the most important thing. You can have a huge fancy house, you can have every single thing possible for providing for the residents and give them whatever they want. However, if you're not there to care for them, if people aren't there to assist them with what they need, your business is going to fail without a doubt. So care for the resident is without a doubt the key, and then care for the family members is also very, very important. A lot of people think that this business is just about the resident themselves and making that resident feel happy, but the truth is it's very, very important to communicate properly with the family members, to be around the family members, to kind of reassure them, update them on what's going on. Now, whether it be you doing this or one of your managers doing this, that's kind of up to you. But a relationship with the family members is very, very important. Another big thing about the family members is they are typically your market. The resident themselves isn't going to get out on the computer, start surfing the net, looking at videos online, trying to find the best possible facility. No, that's typically going to be the family members. And so you can understand why the family member is so important, not only for your business but also for the resident, because it's going to make their life a whole lot easier, and it's also going to make your life a whole lot less stressful. Now, the truth is, I mean, without quality care, you do have nothing, and I'll kind of go further on and explain that. Now, when you do these properties, it's very, very important that you remember these are residential homes. So you guys, some of you guys, one of the commonly asked questions we get is, is there any rezoning required? No, there's actually no rezoning required, and we're going to show you how to do that without getting anything rezoned. First and foremost, a residential area is a lot easier to do, not only for the residents themselves, but also for you. I know when I got started in real estate investing and started doing different kinds of investings, I don't consider myself the smartest person around, and so getting straight into commercial facilities or getting into straight commercial buildings was extremely scary and also hard for me to do. So residential was easy. I mean, everybody knows how to buy a house. Everybody can get into a neighborhood and pick up a property. So, why not turn this property that I picked up into an amazing cash flowing business? So, definitely you want to look for the properties and the location in a residential area. Why? You got a better environment, you got way more attraction, you've got less hassle, you're financially sound. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, wait a minute, this guy is smoking something right now, because financially sound, we've had the market crash like nothing else in residential areas. And you're right, it has. However, compare that to commercial areas. If you're in a strip center and all of the stores are vacant, what's the value of your property? Slim to none. You've got nothing there, because commercial is based solely off of cash flow and income. So at least with residential, you're basing it off of actual land value and property value itself. Not to mention, if you look for properties in areas that kind of resemble this picture here. Now, I know some of you guys in Arizona and Texas and Florida, you're probably thinking, yeah, I don't have that in my area, but what I mean by this picture is somewhere well established with nice large trees, open roads, something like that. Those type of areas, I like to call them old money areas. Those property values, when they do go down, they go down a little bit. They don't go down quite as much as everything else, like where the tract homes and the huge developments came in and built up 200 matching homes that are sitting side by side, where your bathroom window is looking into the next person's bathroom window. You get a peep show every night. So you want to go into a nice residential area that is somewhat financially sound. No, not